Alright people, and welcome back to the channel. Man, it's been a while since we did one of these, long-term videos. I've actually been doing a lot of shorts lately, and I just have to say people, thank you very much. I really appreciate the support you give me on those shorts. I mean, we don't really have a supposed audience yet, but eventually we're gonna get it. I'm gonna keep posting more shorts. But now I decided, let me just do a long-form video. It's been a while. So I did a video on a short referencing like the fixtures that have just been out for the Premier League and which team has the harder fixtures. So it got me thinking, instead of doing that, like how about I do a long term video, but instead I'm going to do what team has the hardest month to play a fixture. Like which team has the hardest month in their fixture overall. So I decided to do that instead. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't very easy. But in the end of the day, it is what it is. So let's talk about it. So anyways, let's go. Damn, Leon have been relegated to League 2. That's sad. Very sad indeed. Oh well. Arsenal April 2026. An honorable mention goes to August and September of 2025 because Arsenal's first 5 games are really mental. But I went with August 2026 mainly for this reason. Arsenal is most likely going to be in another title race again this season, even though I hope they won't. But in era, they're going to be there. And I think with Liverpool and Man City just being better teams, I just see Arsenal not really making it this far. And with Champions League play, I could also see them getting far in the Champions League too. I could see them struggling around that April time because they have to go to Bournemouth and Man City away and then play Newcastle at home. I could see them dropping a couple of points there, which cements them out of the title race completely. So yeah, Arsenal, April 2026 is going to be your worst month next season, so get ready for it. Aston Villa, December 2025. Aston Villa are going to be playing Europa League football next season. I actually see them dominating that competition, probably with a lot more ease. But it's their December fixtures that I think are going to be very hard because their level of competition in that December is a bit tough. Because in December, they'll have to play Brighton, West Ham, Chelsea, Man United, and Arsenal twice, both in the league and in the cup. So I won't be surprised if Aston Villa, maybe during a top 4 challenge, will slip up in December and then drop down to like 7th or 8th. So yeah, Aston Villa, that's why I think December 2025 is going to be your toughest month this season. Bournemouth, January 2026, also an honorable mention for them for December 2025, another packed game week for them. But yeah, Bournemouth, your squad is basically being raided, so I don't know how you're going to do with your squad there. All I will say is this: by the half year of January 2026, it's going to be really struggling for you. Because yeah, you start the new year against Arsenal and Tottenham, the North London boys. And then there's a trip to Brighton, which you may or may not win. And then there's Liverpool. Wolves are probably going to be the easiest team for you here. But yeah, January 2026 is going to be your toughest month. And I could see you probably being mid-table struggles by then. Brentford, October 2025. I'm going to be very real with you. I think Brentford are going to be in the relegation battle like for a couple of months. They lost their manager, they lost their best player. Look, the same thing happened last year, except they didn't really lose their manager. But yeah, Brentford, it's going to be very tough for you. I don't trust the new manager because I don't know anything about him. I could have picked September when you were facing teams like Chelsea, Fulham, and Man United. But I think October is going to be the harder month because you got Man City, West Ham, and Liverpool. And after those 3 losses, it's probably going to be relegation form for you. So yeah, just for a little while, I could see Brentford being in the relegation zone, but it's not gonna last because I think you're gonna bounce back after sacking the manager. Brighton, February 2026. Honestly, if you look at Brighton's fixtures in February 2026, it's not really that hard. Just a bunch of mid-table teams. But what I'm thinking here is Brighton around that time will be chasing Europe, and I could just see them in that month losing pointless points to their fellow mid-table teams, which will be quite Brighton if you think about it. So yeah, 2026, Brighton will probably be around that 6th, 7th, 8th time looking to go for Europe, and then they'll just probably slip up there, drop into like a 9th or 10th. So yeah, Brighton, February is not going to be an easy one for you, and it might cost you Europe entirely. Burnley, April 2026. Let's be for real, Burnley. You're going to be in the relegation battle this year. But apart from this and Sunderland, I think that's going to put more of a fight on the table. It's just that when you get to April, the fight's going to be dead. Yeah, your April games are Brighton at home, Nottingham Forest away, and finally Man City at home. And I think that defeat to Man City is going to automatically relegate you this season. So yeah, Burnley, you won't put more of a fight in, but I just don't think you're going to survive. April 2026 is going to be the month you relegate. Chelsea, January 2026. Yeah, Chelsea, January 2026 is going to be a really tough month for us, and let me explain why. We're just going to be coming up from a very cooling Champions League fixture, and I can bet you we're probably going to have either squad dead or the players not clicking immediately, the new signings at least. So we're going to kick off the new year in style, losing to Man City, because of course we're always going to lose to Man City no matter what. That's what you get for selling your soul to win the Champions League. I'm just kidding. I don't know. We actually did that. Maybe we did. And after that defeat to Man City, the London boys are going to come back for revenge, because I think at August at the Kemper, we're going to dominate the London teams. But in January, they're going to come back for their revenge. So yeah, Chelsea, I don't see us going through this month without losing a couple of points. And I just hope we don't carry this form to the next couple of months like we did last season. So yeah, Chelsea, just take that January form and eat it, because I don't want you carrying that form to the next couple of months. Please. Crystal Palace, December 2025. Let's be real. Crystal Palace hardly ever start the first half of the season well. Now you're adding European football to it. So yeah, first half is going to be very inconsistent. And I just think their heavy schedule in December is going to be their low this season. But it's just going to be it. I think after January, they're going to bounce back like they always do. So yeah, Crystal Palace, December, going to be a hard year for you. Everton, September 2025. I don't actually know why, but I have a strong feeling that Everton are going to start the season by deceiving everybody. I actually think they're going to win their first 3 games in August, which will actually make everybody believe, Everton could actually do something this season. And in September, they're going to lose all their 3 games. Yeah, every single one of them, which will basically open the Everton fans' eyes to knowing that this is just same old Everton, and it's making David Moyes sweat for his job, because of course he's gonna Everton. So yeah, Everton, September, expecting that very terrible month for you guys. Fulham, January 2026. I don't know, guys. I just see Fulham starting the new year in really interesting fashion, because they have big teams to play like Liverpool, Chelsea, and Man United. So I could see them dropping a couple of points there. But in typical Fulham fashion, they'll be fine. Leeds, August 2025. I think it's fair to say I don't really trust Leeds' chance of staying up this season, mostly because of, well, the guy who they're relying on to keep them up this season. And looking at his track record, yeah, he's not gonna do it. So yeah, I think they're gonna start the season in very demoralizing fashion, losing their first 3 games. Yeah, they're not getting any points against Everton, Arsenal, and Newcastle. So yeah, Leeds, you're going down, but you're gonna start it with serious style. If I were you, I'd sack Daniel Farke immediately. Liverpool, May 2026. Liverpool are going to be in a title race next season, most likely. So yeah, I could see them going neck and neck with Man City, and to a lesser extent Arsenal, in a long run for the title. But I just think when they get to May, that's when it's going to be the bill and to decide whether or not they win the league. Because they also have to play teams that are also vying for the Champions League too. They'll have to play Man U away, Chelsea at home, and then Aston Villa away. Yeah, like even their final game of the season, Brentford at home, could decide whether or not Brentford are in a relegation battle too. So yeah, Liverpool, that May is going to decide whether or not you win the league, and I don't know if you're going to. Probably going to be another Man City win. Man City in November 2025. Let's be for real. After Man City failed to win the league last year and technically embarrassed themselves, well, to their standard at least, they are coming to this season with a point to prove. I could see them actually winning the league this season, dominating every single month, all except for one. November of 2025. Because in typical Man City fashion, I could see them dropping points to Bournemouth, losing to Liverpool, even maybe dropping points to Newcastle. They'll beat Leeds. They're going to beat Leeds. And if you look at the title race, will be open for Liverpool and Arsenal to go and win it. But yeah, in typical Man City fashion, they'll probably go on a 20-game winning streak and then win the league again. Man United, September 2025. Honorable mention goes to January of 2026, because those fixtures are really tough. But yeah, Man United, your August is also going to be a bit tough too. But your September is going to be the toughest, because you're going to play Man City, Chelsea, and Brentford. Yeah, you're going to beat Brentford most likely, but that Man City and Chelsea game is going to demoralize you. After, you're probably going to drop points in the August game. So yeah, Man United, hold your buttholes, because September is going to be a really tricky year for you. But I think you'll bounce back eventually. Or maybe you won't. Or maybe you will. Or maybe you won't. Newcastle, March 2026. Yeah, Newcastle, strap in. March 2026 is going to be the decider whether or not we don't make Champions League football again. Because let's be honest, due to playing Champions League football and your very thin squad depth, I believe during that time you're going to struggle quite a bit. You're still probably going to be in the Champions League hunt, but that match is going to be really crazy. Because picture this, you play Man United and Chelsea, 2 other Champions League hopeful, and then you get to play Sunderland in the time where derby. I think you're going to beat Sunderland in the first time when derby in December away, but at your home, I just have a strange feeling that Sunderland are going to beat you there. So yeah, Newcastle, be really careful, because you could be kissing Champions League football goodbye. But hey, it's just March, so there's still time, I guess. Nottingham Forest, October 2025. Let's be honest, after Nottingham Forest did last season, they're not going to do it this season. Yeah, I think they'll do pretty fine in the Conference League, but by October, it will be very certain that Nottingham Forest are not going to be in the Champions League hunt again this season. Because picture this, Newcastle away, Chelsea at home, and Bournemouth away. So yeah, Forest, good luck. Sunderland, December 2025. Let's be honest, Sunderland, just like Leeds and Burnley, you're also going to go down, probably even worse. December 2025 is going to be your worst month this season, because picture this, you have to play teams like Brighton, Liverpool, Man City, both in the league and the cup, and then the time where derby against Newcastle. I know it's going to be at your home, but let's be honest. You're going to lose like 4-0 or 5-0. It's pretty obvious. I mean, I do think you'll win the other Glenway derby, but yeah, that's going to be your worst month, and you'll probably confirmed relegated by, let's say, March. It's not going to be funny. Tottenham, November 2025. Let's be real, Tottenham are in the Champions League, but I still think their squad is a bit thin. And yeah, November is going to be your worst month because look at these fixtures. Chelsea at home, you're not winning that match. Man United at home probably could win that match, but I could see a draw. Arsenal away, yeah, you're definitely not winning that match. And then Fulham at home. I mean, any of the results could happen, win, lose, or draw. But yeah, Tottenham. And I could also see you having a bit of struggle in the Champions League by November. So yeah, Tottenham, it's not going to be very easy for you guys. Like, at all. But good luck anyways. West Ham, February 2026. I actually think West Ham are going to have a better season than they did last season. I mean, it better be a better season. Their squad is still really good. I don't know whether it's going to be under Porter or they might sack him. They'll also be in the chase for Europe, but I could see them struggling in February. Losing to teams like Man United, Bournemouth, Liverpool, even Burnley at that time might not even be an easy game because they'll be fighting for survival then. So yeah, West Ham, I could see February being your hardest month, but I still think you have a good season, compared to the other season. Wolves, November of 2025. I was very close in picking December 2025. But for some weird reason, I just see Wolves struggling more in November. I don't think Wolves are going to start the season pretty awfully, but I do see them during November time struggling to win a couple of games and looking like they could be in a relegation battle. But then I will see them picking a little bit of steam in December and then going on to finish mid-table side. So yeah, Wolves is not going to be pretty, but it's not going to be ugly either. So there, that's me predicting every close worst possible month next season. Think I'm wrong? Yes. Think I'm right? No. But who knows? I might be right, I'm not. And yep, Club World Cup group stage is almost to an end, and well, I am not thinking I'm getting more than 80% right. But who knows? So that's all we have for the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you again for the short reels. I really appreciate those. So anyways, thank you and goodbye.